Lisburn Young Defenders, 2 permanent buildings in Stormont. I have to say, one of the big benefits has been to listen to a little bit of what the tour guide has had to say. I have worked around the building now for almost 20 years, and I found out different things tonight, things that I did not know. I have to say, though, I'm not sure I would be that comfortable sitting underneath that chandelier, so but you're all very, very welcome. It's really, really good to have Lisburn Young Defenders up to permanent buildings. I know in terms of the key anniversary, it was challenging to get to celebrate it in the way that everybody would have liked to because of COVID and other issues at that time. So it's great to be able to do that tonight, and I hope that tonight, I've no doubt that tonight will be a real evening of celebration. I'm heading off to the United States early tomorrow morning, so I can't unfortunately stay for the entire concert. But it also provides an opportunity to recognise the huge value that bands bring to our cultural landscape in Northern Ireland. To recognise not just the colour and the music and the enjoyment that it gives to many, many tens of thousands of people who come out to watch the bands, but the enrichment it gives to so many people who are in bands. But also to say a huge thank you to those in Lisburn Young Defenders, and indeed in our many hundreds of bands across Northern Ireland who spend so much time, because we know that the band's success absolutely rises and falls on hard work of the many volunteers, very often driven by a small number of people. But to have achieved this milestone for Lisburn Young Defenders is a hugely incredible thing, and it is down to many decades of hard work. The band has a reputation for excellence, and that is down to a huge amount of work by everyone in the band, by those who work with the musicians, those musicians who spend so much time in practice, and I have no doubt that it is a reputation that will only continue to grow. You're known for your musical excellence, you're known for your high standards, and indeed for those who love band music and love flute music, you're known for the quality of what you do. It is a real honour to have you here, and I truly hope that everyone attending has no doubt that you will have a hugely enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Deputy First Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all a very warm welcome tonight to a concert in this iconic setting to celebrate the end of our 55th anniversary year. Many thanks to Deputy First Minister L.Y.D.F.B for the invitation to perform in this grand venue. The band was formed in 1970 when a group of young men from Moore Road Protestant Boys merged with the Sam Anderson Memorial Flute Band to form Lisburn Young Defenders. The very first official parade was on the 1st of July 1971, when we accompanied Southampton Morning's Defenders L.Y.D.F.B 1941, and then attended their first 12th with them in the field of the Hill in Mountain Hall. They proved to be something very different, and certainly encouraged me to join a couple of months later. Locally, we have continued a relationship with all the loyal orders ever since, namely Lisburn Heroes Temperance, L.Y.D.F.B 141, a long stint with Ballymackay L.Y.D.F.B 317, Flower Hill L.Y.D.F.B 328, and have been with Lord Carson Memorial L.Y.D.F.B 1991 for the past 26 years. There was also a long time with Broomheads Apprentice Boys of Derry, and a few years with McMichael Memorial RBP 338, and presently with Beaconsfield Chosen Few RBP 14 for over 40 years. Although not a member at the time, Robert McCamley, who's here tonight, was playing with the band on that 1st of July parade in 1971 as a guest, but has now been a member for over 25 years. Robert is now on the wrong side of 70, but our membership has, in fact some people think it's about 96, but our membership has a wide variety of people in the band, male and female, and a wide age range from 9-year-old to members in their 70s. In fact, one of our learner drummers, 9-year-old James, is making his public debut with the band tonight on Triangle. I'm sure he will always remember his first outing. We are always keen to welcome people of all ages and abilities to our group. My first practice was held in Spruce Street, Orange Hall, but over the years we have moved about, firstly to the old Lisburn Amateur Boxing Club in Key Street in Lisburn, which is no longer there, of course, with the new road networks and what about it, and then Lisburn Orange Hall. But home for around the last 40 years has been Leslie Memorial Hall at Broomhedge, and we are indebted to them for their support and the use of their facilities. Initially the band was the Blood and Thunder genre and won many prizes at street competitions. However, about 6 years later, Reggie Hearn and myself taught them the first Sacred March, Sabbath Morn. That was the start of the transition to the present Melody Flute Band. We became Melody Flute Band champions of Ireland on 3 occasions, along with other victories at solo and small ensemble competitions at national level. Over the years, we have been indebted to a number of conductors: Bill Mackenzie, Robin Ferguson, and Gary Shields, who conducted the band for 20 years. Tonight, the band is conducted by a great friend and music arranger from Eglinton in County Londonderry. To carry on with the first section of musical items, could you please give a warm round of applause for Lisburn Young Defenders on the direction of our conductor, Mr. Phil Lindsay. few bits of history. The Noel Pinkerton's here tonight, and when I joined the band first, we met in Sprucefield Orange Hall, and Pinky was one of the few people that had a car. So at the end of the band practice, on a Wednesday night, there was a chip shop at Slow Street at the time called the Yum Yum. I don't know if you remember it or not. But Noel Pinkerton's car, it was a Mark 1 Ford Escort, but it could have been 33-seater minibus because everybody piled in it and the whole band piled into the Yum Yum at Slow Street at the end of the thing. Our first uniform was something very simple. It was a white shirt, a pair of light grey trousers, and a maroon crimpling tie. We moved on that, and there was a brass band in England who had ordered a uniform, and they ended up they didn't take it. So we got a reduced rate, and I did this for a number of years. And then, but as usual, uniforms were out, and they've moved on until we eventually ended up we've had navy blue uniforms, we've had green uniforms, but we eventually ended up with this red uniform. And the bands are a wee bit smaller now, and it helps when it's red because it makes it look bigger when you're walking down the road. But the early sort of Scottish visits, I know that I've been over lately with the Grand Lodge of Central Scotland. The early visits to Scotland were to Cumnock in Ayrshire, and with the lodge there, we did that for a number of years. We did their bicentenary parade, which actually ended up in Cumnock, and those were great events, but they're very, very long days because you start the parade like at 7:30 in the morning, and you're very lucky if you're finished at 8 o'clock at night, and you're absolutely knackered. But the next set of music we're going to play are things that we've used in events along with the Ulster Defence Regimental Association and the RIR. We played them, some things we played at the RIR Regimental Festival of Remembrance in the Island Centre last year. So there'll be a few bits of that, and the section will finish up with our drummers performing the drum static. And at that point, we're going to have a short interval of about 15 minutes, let you move about, stretch your legs, use the toilet facilities if you want. So please welcome back Phil to the conductor.
The band played at the Festival of Remembrance in Lisburn last year. When they first approached me, I said yes, and sort of drifted off into what can you play that's appropriate and has an entertainment value without losing the point of why we're all here. And this next arrangement was one I had worked on over many years, and it was basically based on songs from the Great War. Feel free to sing along, you know. I would really appreciate, I'm sure the band too will really enjoy if you'd like to sing the last song. So we'll wait and see who can sing it. Paul, it was it L.Y.D.F.B 17, was it? Where a great number of Allied prisoners escaped, and unfortunately, of those that escaped, 50 of them didn't return because they fell into the hands of the Gestapo. So we're now going to play the march, The Great Escape. veterans to the Great War and the Ulster Division, and the Scottish men that went away sadly and fought the war. And some came back, some didn't come back, some came back and never really come back. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. It's quite a nice melodic set of tunes.
Yourself. Good start. Nobody's disappeared for halfway. Alan touched in the early years of the band. I took a brief history over the sort of the last 15 years. One of the things that the band has done quite a number of years is hosted what used to be a melody contest. Attracted bands from Scotland, attracted Imperial Court drums from Liverpool. Quite a number of bands came over and regular support at that point. Bands and well attended. We've changed it now to a festival for the band, which runs on the 20th of March in Lisburn Hall, and it was available. You were more than welcome to come along. We have 10 melody bands on stage during the day, so 15 years, band concerts have become even more popular. And we travel to places as far away as Ballinamore, believe it or not. If you haven't been there, you need a reason nearly to be there. 2011, the band was invited to perform the Ulster Hall. They've done so on occasions before for our championships, that sort of thing. But this is the Festival of Arts and Bands. Ulster Hall was packed, great event. There are videos on YouTube for it. The night we performed, we Cox and Boys, Brookborough, Downshire, Creighton Main bands, who would still be in contact with, performed with us, and again on that occasion. As Alan touched on earlier, 2012, we decided to go for this uniform. There was a lot of deliberation done at that time as to what was right and what was wrong. It was based on Irish Guards uniform, and we have since then never really had much thought of changing it because it looks as though it is the right thing, and we're happy with it. It certainly gives the band a presence and recognition. 2012, videos were becoming more popular. We started to take some of our own, and I think at this stage I would like to thank certainly Richard, Neil and their accomplices for coming along here tonight. Videos have really brought, I suppose, band parades, music and everything else to people who perhaps are in rural isolation, carers maybe who don't have the time to go to band parades, people with responsibilities. So it's a massive lift to the band scene in Northern Ireland. These people give of their time, and they do give it freely, to come along and promote the band scene. 2013, we returned to the Ayrshire parade in Renfrew. We were still continuing parades supporting the likes of Oma, Cookstown, Fermanagh, etc. And as well as our melody contest at that time, we held 2 Blood and Thunder nights in the first cruise, so we had a lot of bands to go back to and a lot of travelling, and it was a busy time. 2015 became another highlight for the band. At that stage we were invited to perform at the Belfast Tattoo. See Norman Briggs down there, Norman accompanied us, and had a great time at it, going to the rehearsal, etc., etc. Got some really brilliant photographs. But to walk out, first of all, into the arena, the Brookborough Flute Band were accompanying us. We did play a section of them, but an unbelievable experience. To go out, first of all, with Brookborough, Saturday night, and really, really boisterous and enjoyable. And to walk on stage with the band of the Royal Marines is something different. There's no doubt that everybody that did it. It was a hugely memorable occasion. And a big thing for the band that they could be considered to be on a stage with the Royal Marines. 2016, it was a very unique one. We got first melody flute band at the Kilcooley Volunteers Parade. For years I think we tried to do it and we never got it. And while street parades probably aren't judged on where your band's going, but I think it was George Best that said at the time that if only one person thinks that I'm the best, I'm happy with it. So at that night, Kilcooley, we were happy that one person thought that we were the best melody flute band, and we were happy with it. We also, in 2016, were awarded the Jim Drake Memorial Shield, which was presented by the Southampton Combine for the best band on the 12th of July. A huge honour for the band to win that. Jim Drake had been a friend of the band, and that again was a unique time for us. We were travelling across to Scotland at that time. Friday the North Flute Band decided to go to the Day of Melody, and we headed over to that. Shared the stage with top bands from Scotland, Black Skull Corps drums, or Russell Wind, Saracen, Black Ridge Thistle, and the Imperial from Liverpool were there. Again, big occasion for all the band to be able to step onto that stage and be accepted amongst the best bands in Scotland. 2017, again top form and another year of progress. We won the Melody Plus at the Old Choice competition run by the Flute Band Association, and the Best Band Tanker Road Defenders concert contest whenever we won a number of categories. And again, renewed friendship with the Pride of the North Indoor. And at this stage, I would like to thank, wherever she is, Alison MacDonald, over the number of, you didn't think it was that long, I suppose 10 years or more. But our travel arrangements, we sort of said to Alison what we need, where we're going, etc. She's arranged, in most cases, EasyJet flights, hotels, and almost everything we have done has gone to perfection. So, on behalf of the band, Alison, huge thanks for your help, and as you well know, there's a wee bit more to come on it. So So that's us up to 2017, and I hand over to Phil. Sorry, one thing I should have said, folks. For our 55th anniversary, we produced a CD and a USB. Anybody who doesn't know the USB, it's the same thing, but it just goes in a different way. It was called 55 and Still Going Strong. It has a number of 23 tunes on, real mixture, going back to orange tunes in it, going back to jigs, pop songs, marches, etc. Someone maybe will hear tonight, but those are available tonight for anybody who like one. £10 will get you one, £20 gets you two. And I can hand over to Phil at this stage, and Phil will take on for the next part, please. Thank you.
In Belgium and France, and this tune was actually arranged to be played at the Lennon Kid and the Thievil Memorial, and it's a rework of a tune composed by Alex Knox, and it's called Path to Peace. Very, very famous Scottish tunes. One's called Passchendaele and the other one's called Coming Down the Line. of a, I have to say, it's a bit of a twist on the theme. It's an ABBA song, so I'm not sure how it works in, but the title will give it away at least a little bit. It was a lovely old church, a lot of military memorabilia around the church. It was an absolutely beautiful place to play in, and we were very thankful and honoured to get the opportunity to do it. So this next tune is the hymn, Dear My God to Thee.
diverse instrumentation in the band. I'm not going through it all here at the moment, but Joanne Flumley's playing a piccolo, which is the very high sound still here. Contro's mostly playing first flutes. Second row here we have second flutes, so they're playing a counter melody, and then two F flutes, which are the more bass sound here, the whole thing. As you heard in the tragedy, it was quite another instrumentation all with it from the south. Thanks again, nobody's and obviously they had the encouragement, let's put it like that, to go ahead and do that. So thanks to everybody, appreciate it. 2018 we'll move to, at that stage, through a relationship of our melody contest and one of the Scottish bands of the number, we started to have discussions with the County Grand Lodge of Central Scotland. For those that don't know, there were 4 parades in Scotland, and when the dates clashed in July, you had Glasgow and the Central Parade on the same day. So, amongst those discussions, invitation came to the band to attend Central Scotland and lead that parade. There are actually 2 visits. Other than that, in 2018 in Scotland, we went to support Blackridge Thistle at the day that they had, and we also tried the North Indoor event again in Glasgow. Both bands have attended our contest in 2018. Our music was diversifying. We couldn't really go to the likes of Scotland playing the same thing 2 years in a row, and so we had to look for changes. More pop tunes went out of the repertoire, and certainly more diverse instrumentation, as I've said there. Concert we attended was a very memorable thing in 2018 for Chapel Martin Skelly. Martin Skelly had been a great friend of the band, and in fact, many bands over here. And we travelled everywhere to put a band out if there were somebody short and whatever. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2018. We went to Craigavon, and it was a very memorable concert that night. 2019, we had a change of style in the band. And a lot of people talk about funding and different things, whatever. But we were very grateful to the Arts Council at that stage. They provided us with the funding for a new set of drums. In fact, it's the drums that you see here tonight. Previous to that, we had white drums, similar make of drum, this, that, and the other. But we changed it. We changed the drums to go side sample, if you want to call it, and we changed to this more military look on the drums. They've served us very well, and at that stage we're very grateful again for the funding that was there, and didn't have to go and sell products and bits and pieces like that. So we managed to make it to West Calder with the County Grand Lodge of Central Scotland. Cracking day, really enjoyable, great welcome from everybody that was there, and a thoroughly enjoyable trip for all the band. And a thoroughly enjoyable night in Lisburn. We headed back to there, and I think the best part of it was that some of the younger boys, they're here, but some of the younger boys arrived in this place in Stormont. I can't really describe it to you, but it's a rural setting, and they wanted to know where the bank machine was. The ATM to go and get the money, and I think the bus driver just looked at them and they ended up having to go and take them to whatever the next village was or somewhere to get it. Stonyburn, I don't think Stilbury and Stonyburn still wouldn't have an ATM and a turbo. But cracking night and very well received. And 2020, as everybody knows, COVID sort of came fairly quickly. At that stage, we managed to play in the Orange Awards in Lisburn. They asked us to play in the foyer, so we could meet people that beat us and come in. And it was around about St Patrick's Day, and it was the last event, certainly 2020 at that stage, that took place because in came the coronavirus, as they called it. Rules. Didn't have a 12th grade that year, but we were permitted to go and parade, and we paraded from Nicholson House and down to the L.Y.D.F.B Valley Hospital. We actually played in the front of the hospital for anybody who wanted to come along, for the patients in the hospital and that sort of thing. We were permitted to do it. Unfortunately, it wasn't classed as being 12th grade. We had a trip planned to the battlefield. 2020 it was postponed. As Alison knows, it re-postponed 2021 and eventually happened in Easter 2022. We're very privileged to have Tom Saunders as our guide at that time. The band were warmly welcomed everywhere they went. We performed in Heroes Square, Paris, and we're the first civilian band ever to do that. There were the military bands have done it, but we're the first civilian band to play Heroes Square. That was a hugely memorable occasion. But the highlight was undoubtedly performing the men and game ceremony in Beneath, on something we intend to repeat in 2027. I looked last night just to see, there was a video put on Facebook of our performance at the men and game. It has 649,000 views. So for a wee band from Lisburn to go over there and play and have something that's got over 500,000 views, on who knows whether they're all right or not, but you can only deal with the facts. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So 649,000. As well as our regular engagements with L.Y.D.F.B 1991, RDP 14 and Remembrance Day, we have continued to enjoy memorable moments and highlights on parade over the last few years. Leading Macragall District with the Northern Ireland Centenary Parade, accompanying the UDR Association for annual celebration of operational duties, leading Sir Knights County Anthem RDP chapter at the opening of new headquarters in Macragall, joining with Glasgow and Liverpool Junior LOL at the Junior LOL Centenary Parade in Lisburn, accompanying overseas brethren attending Scarborough in 2024. Anybody who's been at Scarborough, being the second band on the road, I can assure you, is a huge advantage at Scarborough, and again, I really enjoyed the day for us. But particularly having the honour of leading the biggest Orange Order parade in Scotland, engaged with the County Grand Lodge of Central Scotland officers at Airdrie in 2024 and Hamilton in 2025, an evening entertainment in Imperial Pales Hill. Two fantastic weekends which were thoroughly enjoyed. I spoke earlier of videos, and it was a damp day, and as Richard and Michelle know, the weather wasn't just all that kind. Despite the meticulous planning from Graham and his team, the weather unfortunately was the one thing that didn't come into it, and it was a damp day. But there was a girl from Scottish Band Parades who was doing it live, and she walked up the road in front of us. We were playing Road to the Isles, tune we'll play tonight. And we weren't sure what to expect, because again, you're going into a place you don't know the background of it, and Hamilton particularly, you're not sure how well you'll receive or whatever. And we weren't sure what the other people would expect, because it's a challenge when you're going out. What do they want to see? What do they want to hear? Do they want to be offended, I suppose is the simplest way to put it. And in our case, we didn't give them anything to challenge, nor did we give anything at all that the Orange Order could challenge. That video has 161,000 views on Scottish Band Parades, and when I had a brief look, there's not another video that they have taken that is anywhere near that number of views on it. So people are watching us. I don't know what they're watching us for, whether it's good or bad, but it does show again, as I say, the power of social media. Again, get back to Richard, me, and other people who write those bits of it. The power of that is huge, of lifting the profile of the band. But we've massively displayed our culture in a positive way. Indoors, we have continued to contribute positively to a number of high-profile events. Orange Order Awards in 2024 and the Festival of Remembrance in 2025, the RIR Association, where we performed in Lisburn Island Centre, those being two of the most memorable. We also had a D-Day 60th anniversary concert for Lisburn Council. We performed along with the band of the Royal Irish Regiment. Again, a huge stage to step onto, but the young men you see here now all did it confidently, and certainly are all the better for it. Our VA Day celebrations at Leslie Memorial Quarters were almost as memorable. We had great nights with good friends, and the Deputy First Minister certainly even joined in some of those. So indoors and outdoors, we've tried to maintain the standard, but we've tried to enjoy ourselves. And much appreciate the support of the ones that we mentioned there who helped and there for the band. So for the next musical selection, I'll hand back to Phil. Thank you.
composed by Larry Johnson. I think it was Larry Johnson, he was from Liverpool. So this is my take on that arrangement.
Enjoying yourselves all right, yes? Good. 55 years. Heard recently somebody saying about marriage, and they said about 55 years, but they said it was till death you do part. I said, I didn't think it was that long, but it's taken a long time to get to this, and it doesn't happen by accident. I think Emma mentioned it there earlier. Good people, good guidance, good relationships, and good friends. Many people have helped us to get where we are today, and that's not highlighting big performance or big stages. It's about the rough and tumble. Anyone in any organisation knows what that is and who does it. The jobs that nobody volunteers to do, but somebody will do, and not take the credit. To everyone who has helped us get this far, we pass on grateful thanks. To those in our ranks, we encourage your continued positive contributions. To friends and family and those who engage us, we look forward to your continued support and encouragement. We thank the Arts Council for their funding and our politicians for actually pushing it in that direction. We're taking delivery of a new set of footage which will further enhance the band, and that again was through the Arts Council on board. And we will continue to look for future opportunities to develop all our members for the good of the band. To all those who engaged us previously, we greatly appreciate it. To those who would like to engage us, please ask. because we can only say no. For those that are free, Lisburn Orange Hall, as I mentioned, the 20th of March, you're more than welcome to come along for the joy of good day of the bands and evening entertainment with a bit of Club Thunder. 55th anniversary CD U.S.B, as I said. If you don't have the cash, you can take PayPal or bank transfer. Special thanks to those who give their time to arrange music for us, and particularly Phil, who will regularly travel from London now to help rehearse and conduct. And I ask, please, for a round of applause for for the band, what's going to suit the band, and he has worked very, very hard to get music that suits us, and I think everybody not only enjoys his engagement, but music that he's provided for us. So thanks again, Phil.
That's when they're not giving off to me.
Well, what we don't know about it, if we won the Irish Championship as a band, we actually probably still all collectively here wouldn't have as many medals as he has in the Irish Championships. There's quite a many, have you? So certainly somebody that we're very welcome to have involved with the band. Folks, huge thanks for being with us on this special occasion. Thanks so much for Relentless for coverage. And we would thank our Lagan Valley MLA, Deputy First Minister Emily Kelly for hosting us. She's had to go to get ready to go to Washington in the morning. On stage she thought she might be flying away tonight. We're very grateful that she did come at least and be part of us here this evening. So for the finale, we're going to do a wee bit of something to get you livened up. That's foot tapping and doing whatever. And at this stage, we'd also like to ask a man who's been a great supporter of the band, and we're told he can play a set of cymbals. We're told he can play a set of cymbals. He's been photographed before playing a set of cymbals, but he's never played a set of cymbals with us wearing the fenders. So if Tim Webb would like to move to the front, slide over to the percussion section here, we'll be delighted to have you at join us. I hope he knows the tune all right.
I'd please like to be upstanding for the national anthem.